This one plant is called Euphorbia tirucalli, otherwise known as Firesticks. And if you've ever seen this plant in the wild, it's native to East Africa. I think it actually even extends into India. That this plant can grow as a massive tree, very shrubby kind of massive tree. But most of the time it's just actually sold as cuttings. And I don't know if you could see this up close, but you might be able to see some of the flowers up here. It's so, oh, there they are. Tiny little bracts and little yellow flowers at the tips of these little sticks. And this one seems a little bit parched. I have this actually growing in full sun in my southwest facing window, so I actually just watered it a little bit. But you know, these could get quite red in color. It's strange because typically these do get really red, and I have it in my southwest facing window, so it does get a lot of intense light. And that's why they're called like fire sticks. But this one is actually green, and that's fine too, so it's not getting too stressed. They will have, these are the stems, but they do have like little leaves sometimes that come off of it, although I don't see any kind of leaves right here on these, but it might just be because I'm showing this to you during the winter season. So we're just coming into spring, and I think probably the leaves will start to develop in the spring or summertime. Typically with Euphorbs or Euphorbia, they do kind of lose their leaves in certain times of the year. So there is a dormant period for them. What I like about this is that it's just like super unusual. It's a super unusual plant. It has these like this pencil-like structure. It can get really bushy if you get give it enough space to kind of grow, but you could see that I have mine a little bit more contained here. As far as watering goes, I'm really frugal when it comes to watering this plant, and maybe a little bit too frugal because I see that it's a little bit parched, but it's still totally surviving, and this is a plant that is a survivor. So I'm watering this, you can maybe once every 2 weeks, once every week. I think when the summertime comes, I'll be watering it definitely once a week because it does get a little bit too parched. And as far as fertilizer goes, you could do it probably once a month with a succulent or cacti fertilizer like a 3-4-7, for instance. And I've never seen any pests on this particular plant. I've been growing this type of Euphorbia for, oh my God, I don't know now, like maybe 6 or 7 years, because I have one that's been growing in my tea tin garden that I've had for quite some time, and I probably need to change that one out. And yeah, so these are great plants to grow for those of you who are succulent lovers. Never had any pest problems, and they don't need a tremendous amount of humidity, which is great because sometimes our homes are not that humid. And what else can I say other than this is a really interesting plant and one for you, especially if you have a south or western exposure.